So here I am sliding it back together. This 200 front axle. I greased it up. I had a tub of a big 15-gallon grease barrel I bought at an auction many years ago. It's already contaminated, so with junk. So I use that for greasing mold boards and worked good. I got this one slid together. And I use that grease to grease the axle. So I'll slide this together. Then I'll record a little more. Hang on. So here's where your square-headed bolts go. And I'm supposed to use one of these to put in this hole right there in that steering arm. It pulls or pushes the axle in. And when it's not jacked up, you have the steering arm this way. That pushes it out. So your tie rod would be hooked here and back there. And when you steer this way, the bolt catches this arm. It's all full of grease, but catches that whatever spindle, I guess, tube, and pushes it out however far you want it. If you want it to go in, if it's not jacked up, when it's jacked up like this, it'll just pull it in. But when it's not jacked up, you turn the wheels this way, drop your bolt in here, and now when you steer, the bolt will pull and slide your axle together. So I've got to do this side yet, and here's your center bolt, goes right here, right there. I can't tell if I've got you on camera even. And that thread's in there. I'm trying to do this one-handed and not working. There. And that's all got to be tightened. That kind of just holds everything in place. So here's the plate. Goes on over here. And I don't have a tripod or nothing, but we can stick the bolts in. So these bolts, I got them sitting right here. Taking that off. And they come in from the back side through these slotted holes. And the reason why they have a square head is so that they don't spin. But a hex head will catch in there and not spin too. So, unless the bolt is real tough, then you might round it off. This is why I try to save this factory bolt, because I don't want to shear them off and then have to go look for grade 8 square-headed bolts. Got my hammer here. Just kind of tap them in. That's that. Slip my plate on. Trying to do this. There. Lock washer. Nut. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be torqued up to, but I can look it up. It's only a 3/4 inch bolt. I don't know. 5/8 inch bolt, probably 5/8. See, a 15/16 nut. I'm sure it tells me in the book, but we don't need a book for that. There's should be a bolt hole right here, right there. Yep. You know what? This thing has been moved once at one time, because there's where the bolt was, and there's marks from the bolt here too. So This axle has been moved at one time, but I guarantee you that's been a long time ago. Yeah. This is where it goes now, because there's a threaded hole in that solid axle, which is not really solid, but it's cast steel with a hollow. And there's a threaded hole, so wherever you move this, this bolt follows that threaded hole, however wide, to a certain point. So now I got it adjusted all the way narrow. This will be for narrow rows now, for 30-inch rows. This will work out. Let's see if I add to this, putting the tie rods on. Hang on a minute. Actually, I think I'm going to end this one here because I got to paint my tie rods. I haven't done that, and I prefer to, after I've heated them especially, I'm going to paint the outside tubes, clean these up, and one's missing a rubber boot, and I might have a rubber boot somewhere here. So I'm going to look. Otherwise, it'll have to go together for now. The one that's missing the boot is getting kind of loose. This one, that's the original. It's a little loose, so I might just replace it. So I'll put a rubber boot on then. But you can see where I put a pipe wrench on to try to turn it when I was heating it. After I heated it. It was tight, good and tight. So the other side slid right apart. And we'll just end it here for now. That's all.